Welcome to the YouTube channel Captivating Home. If you dream of a cozy, charming outdoor space, an English cottage garden is the perfect inspiration. Today, we'll explore the most timeless and rustic small garden ideas to bring warmth and beauty to your space. Stay tuned for expert tips on plant selection, design, and the magic of a traditional cottage garden. And don't forget to subscribe for more enchanting home and garden inspiration. An English cottage garden is more than just a collection of flowers. It's a storybook escape, a timeless beauty rooted in nature's wild elegance. Whether you have a small backyard, a patio, or even a balcony, these ideas will transform your space into a lush haven. Stick around as we uncover the best plants, layouts, and charming elements to create a beautifully rustic garden full of warmth and character. One. The essence of a timeless cottage garden. A traditional English cottage garden is defined by its effortless charm, dense planting, and harmonious mix of colors and textures. Unlike formal gardens, where symmetry rules, cottage gardens embrace an organic, flowing design with plants spilling over pathways and garden edges. This relaxed style creates a welcoming and warm atmosphere, perfect for any small garden. 'Key to this style is the combination of old-fashioned flowers, herbs, and climbing plants that give the garden its whimsical look. Think of fragrant roses climbing over trellises, cheerful daisies swaying in the breeze, and lavender adding a soft touch of purple. The goal is to create a natural tapestry where every plant has a place, yet nothing looks overly structured. 2. Choosing the perfect plants for a rustic look. The heart of any cottage garden lies in its plant selection. Traditional favorites include foxgloves, hollyhocks, delphiniums, and peonies, each adding height and color. Compact varieties like violas, sweet alyssum, and primroses are perfect for filling gaps, ensuring the garden looks full and lush even in a small space. These plants not only enhance the rustic aesthetic but also attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. 'Herbs are another essential element in a classic English garden. Lavender, rosemary, thyme, and chamomile not only provide delightful fragrance but also offer practical benefits for cooking and home remedies. Mixing flowering plants with herbs adds layers of interest, creating a garden that is not just visually stunning but also deeply functional. The key is to blend colors, heights, and textures to achieve a natural yet cohesive look. 3. Creating pathways and cozy corners. Pathways and cozy nooks are what make a small English cottage garden feel truly magical. Winding stone or gravel paths add an old-world charm, leading visitors through a storybook-like setting. Surrounding these paths with lush plants, such as creeping thyme or low-growing geraniums, enhances the feeling of walking through an enchanted landscape. A charming seating area nestled among flowers can turn even the tiniest garden into a tranquil retreat. A rustic wooden bench, a wrought iron bistro set, or even a simple weathered chair can create an inviting space. Enhancing these areas with potted plants, lanterns, or vintage garden accessories adds an extra layer of warmth and personality to the garden. Four. Climbing plants and vertical accents for small spaces. In a small cottage garden, vertical gardening is a brilliant way to maximize space while enhancing its rustic appeal. Climbing roses, clematis, and honeysuckle add height, drawing the eye upward and making the space feel larger. Trellises, wooden arches, or even an old-fashioned picket fence covered in greenery create a dreamy, overgrown aesthetic that embodies the cottage garden spirit. Hanging baskets and wall-mounted planters are another creative way to introduce more plants without taking up precious ground space. Overflowing with trailing lobelia, ivy, or cascading petunias, these features bring an extra layer of charm. The secret to achieving that timeless cottage garden look is layering, mixing tall, mid-height, and low-growing plants for a rich and textured effect. Five. Adding rustic decor for a warm and inviting touch. The finishing touches in a cottage garden come from rustic, vintage-inspired decor that enhances its charm. Weathered wooden crates, repurposed barrels, and antique watering cans can serve as unique planters. Old garden tools, decorative birdhouses, or wrought iron gates add a nostalgic feel, making the space feel timeless and lived in. Lighting also plays a crucial role in creating warmth. Soft fairy lights draped over pergolas, lanterns placed along pathways, or even simple candlelit jars can transform the garden into a magical evening retreat. Combining these rustic elements with lush greenery and delicate blooms creates an inviting, peaceful oasis, perfect for relaxing and unwinding. 6. Seasonal planting for year-round beauty. A truly timeless English cottage garden evolves with the seasons, ensuring beauty all year round. Thoughtful plant selection allows for continuous blooms, starting with early spring bulbs like daffodils and tulips, followed by summer showstoppers like roses and foxgloves. As autumn arrives, chrysanthemums and sedums keep the garden vibrant, while winter interest comes from evergreens, ornamental grasses, and frost-kissed seed heads. Layering plants with different blooming times ensures that no season feels bare. Mixing perennials with self-seeding annuals, like poppies and cosmos, creates an effortless, ever-changing display. Hardy shrubs, such as hydrangeas and viburnums, provide structure, while ivy or climbing jasmine add greenery in colder months. With careful planning, your small garden can exude warmth and charm no matter the time of year. 7. The magic of fragrance in a cottage garden. Scent plays a crucial role in the charm of an English cottage garden, making it a truly immersive experience. Fragrant flowers like roses, sweet peas, and lavender add a romantic, nostalgic feel, while herbs like mint, lemon balm, and thyme release their aromas when brushed against. Positioning these plants near walkways, seating areas, or windows lets their scents drift through the garden, enhancing the cozy atmosphere. Evening scented plants can transform a garden into a magical retreat after sunset. Jasmine, nicotiana, and night blooming stocks emit their fragrance as the sun goes down, creating a soothing, calming effect. Combining different scents ensures a constantly shifting aroma, making your garden a delight for both the senses and the soul. The beauty of fragrance in a cottage garden is its ability to evoke memories and emotions, adding to its timeless appeal. 8. Encouraging wildlife for a lively and natural space. A classic cottage garden is not just for humans, it's a haven for birds, butterflies, and bees. Choosing nectar-rich flowers like echinacea, buddleia, and verbena encourages pollinators, while berry-producing shrubs like elderberries and hawthorn provide food for birds. A lively, buzzing garden filled with the sound of nature adds to its warmth and rustic charm. Water features, such as small bird baths or stone basins, create a welcoming spot for wildlife. Allowing some wild areas, such as leaving seed heads in winter or letting a patch of wildflowers grow, offers shelter and food for creatures throughout the year. A true cottage garden embraces biodiversity, ensuring it remains a thriving, ever-changing ecosystem full of life and beauty. Nine. Mixing vegetables and flowers for a functional garden. Traditional English cottage gardens were not just about beauty. They were also functional, blending flowers with vegetables and herbs. Mixing edible plants like tomatoes, kale, and beans with colorful flowers creates a productive yet stunning garden. Companion planting, such as marigolds near tomatoes or nasturtiums among cabbages, helps deter pests while adding visual appeal. Raised beds and containers make it easy to integrate vegetables into small spaces without sacrificing aesthetics. Climbing beans on trellises, strawberry pots overflowing with fruit, and rustic wooden planters filled with herbs ensure that even the smallest garden is both practical and picturesque. A cottage garden's charm comes from its blend of purpose and beauty, proving that functionality can be just as enchanting as flowers. (10) Repurposing and DIY elements for a personal touch. A truly rustic cottage garden embraces imperfections, making use of repurposed and handmade elements. Upcycling old furniture into plant displays, turning broken teapots into quirky planters, or using salvaged bricks for edging all add character. The beauty of a cottage garden lies in its individuality, with each piece telling a story and contributing to the garden's warm, inviting feel. DIY projects, such as homemade garden signs, handcrafted trellises, or woven willow fencing, bring an artisanal touch to the space. Even something as simple as painting old pots in soft pastel colors can enhance the garden's charm. The key to a timeless cottage garden is creativity, blending old with new, natural with handmade, to create a space that feels deeply personal and effortlessly beautiful. (11) Layering colors and textures for a lush look. A signature feature of an English cottage garden is its rich layering of colors and textures. Unlike formal gardens that follow strict symmetry, a cottage garden thrives on natural abundance. Mixing soft pastels with vibrant hues, such as pink roses against deep purple delphiniums or bright yellow daisies beside blue cornflowers, creates a visually captivating space that feels warm and inviting. Texture is just as important as color in achieving a timeless cottage garden aesthetic. Feathery ferns, delicate baby's breath, and sturdy ornamental grasses add depth and contrast. Combining smooth-petaled blooms with ruffled or spiky flowers ensures a dynamic and interesting display. The secret to a lush, rustic look is embracing variety, allowing plants to spill over paths and blend naturally together. (12) The role of hedges and borders in cottage gardens. Hedges and borders play a vital role in defining the structure of an English cottage garden. Traditional low hedges, such as boxwood or lavender, create natural dividers without feeling rigid or overly formal. These soft, green boundaries guide the eye through the garden, enhancing its layered, overflowing beauty while providing shelter for plants and wildlife. Flower-filled borders add charm and depth to small gardens. A mix of perennials and annuals, arranged in layers from tallest to shortest, ensures an ever-blooming display. Hardy perennials like peonies and phlox provide year-after-year reliability, while seasonal annuals like cosmos and zinnias introduce bursts of color. Borders filled with a mix of textures, shapes, and heights create a natural, storybook-like setting. 13. Using rustic materials to enhance the cottage aesthetic. The timeless appeal of an English cottage garden is not just in its plants but also in the materials used to complement them. Natural stone, weathered wood, and wrought iron add rustic charm, making the space feel aged and full of history. Winding stone pathways, aged brick edging, and reclaimed wooden fences create a garden that feels as though it has existed for generations. Decorative elements, such as vintage metal watering cans, wooden trellises, and old-fashioned garden gates, add to the authenticity of the space. Repurposed furniture, like an antique chair turned into a plant stand, adds a personal touch. The key is to choose materials that blend naturally with the garden, allowing them to weather over time and enhance the garden's warm, lived-in feel. (14) The beauty of self-seeding plants for an effortless look. One of the most magical aspects of a cottage garden is its ability to evolve naturally over time. Self-seeding plants, such as poppies, foxgloves, and forget-me-nots, create a spontaneous, ever-changing landscape. These plants scatter their seeds freely, popping up in new places each year, making the garden feel organic and full of life. Allowing self-seeders to flourish adds a relaxed, wild charm to the garden while reducing the need for constant replanting. Hardy varieties like calendula, nigella, and larkspur thrive with minimal care, filling gaps between other plants and ensuring a continuously lush display. By embracing these natural growers, your cottage garden will always feel fresh, abundant, and effortlessly beautiful. (15) Bringing cottage garden charm to small urban spaces. Even if you don't have a sprawling countryside garden, you can still capture the charm of an English cottage garden in small urban spaces. Balconies, patios, and tiny backyards can be transformed with potted plants, vertical gardens, and climbing flowers. Using containers filled with a mix of flowers, herbs, and trailing vines can create the same lush, overflowing effect seen in traditional cottage gardens. Clever space-saving techniques, such as hanging baskets, wall-mounted planters, and tiered plant stands, allow even the smallest spaces to feel abundant. Small seating areas framed by fragrant flowers or a cozy corner with a vintage trellis can bring warmth and character. The essence of a cottage garden is not about size but about the feeling it evokes: cozy, inviting, and full of natural beauty. Conclusion: a timeless garden for every home. Cottage gardens are a testament to the beauty of nature's gentle chaos, where flowers bloom freely, paths wind through lush greenery, and rustic charm fills every corner. Whether you have a sprawling yard or a tiny patio, these timeless English cottage garden ideas can bring warmth and enchantment to your space. By embracing natural planting, rustic materials, and seasonal beauty, you can create a garden that feels like a storybook retreat. Thank you for joining us on Captivating Home. If you love these ideas, be sure to subscribe for more garden and home inspiration. Let us know in the comments which cottage garden element you'd love to incorporate into your own space. Until next time, happy gardening!